Let me tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Guy Scar, and Nzo.
Fire, peace. 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out. Peace.
What is up, everyone? I am Chris Knight. This is the... See, look, I'm way off on this shit today. I've been running. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Khaos Central's The Rule of Three, the final show of the week as far as our regularly scheduled programs show go. So we're glad to have all you guys here. Make sure you like the stream, smash that like button, and share it out. If you want to, you can go to my Twitter at ChrisKnight5150. I got a pinned tweet there that you can share out. If you're not on Twitter, Instagram, anything like that, go ahead and share it out there too. We would greatly appreciate it. Before we go too far, let's make sure we talk to the 2 guys who were always with me on the Rule of Three. That is Danny of Comic Chat and Nzo of Biggaford Entertainment. We'll start with you, Danny. Tell everybody about yourself and what you got going on.
What up? I'm Danny Graham, man. Comic Chat. You can find me here Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rule of Three, where we try to do some interesting things. What do you call it? Fact or fiction at the end. Make sure you check that out. I think we get any today. Do we get any questions?
I know we got one, but I was unable to actually look them up, so we'll go next week. I'll have them all ready to go.
All right, cool. All right, and Saturday, catch us on Square One, where we talk all sports, mainly NBA, NFL. So, ready for the show.
Awesome. All right, up next, Nzo, Biggaford Entertainment. Nzo, tell everybody about yourself.
What up, guys? Biggaford Entertainment. Right after this will be the OOC. You know, we do the 3 shows on Khaos Central. So if you guys ain't subscribed to that, make sure you do. Pretty sure most of the people that are watching are subscribed anyways, but share it out, you know, get it out there so that other people can see it, man. And I seen that last night's show had 386 views. Wasn't bad at all. So we want to get more, guys. You know what I mean? So yeah, tweet us out.
For sure. All right. Yes. I am Chris Knight of the Real Review 3080 HD for YouTube is how I explain my channel. All sorts of stuff this week. Probably get a gaming stream or 2 up. Other than that, I'm not sure what else we're going to do. We're getting ready to start back up. Unmasking the Masked Singer. So if you like the Masked Singer, check my channel out. And, I'll tell you who I think they are and go through all the clues and all that stuff. But I do that whenever that comes on. So it's a few weeks of that. And it gets crazy because it's on Wednesdays. So it's like I got to do it on Tuesday. Then I got to watch. Then I got to be here. And I might sleep someday. Maybe.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's overrated. All right, guys. Again, make sure you share out the stream. Okay. So, normally, we had the wheel of that goes round and round and picks 3 topics. I only have 3 topics today, but there's a twist on this one.
Oh shit!
So we're gonna share this. I went to find this today. I was like, oh wow, okay. I hate the way it looks, so I'm gonna work on that. We're gonna figure it out. But here you go. It is pick a door time. There are 3 topics here. Now, first off, I want one of you guys. Tell me who's going to go first. And then that person's going to pick a door and they have to answer first. And then we go in the order that it was. And then the person who didn't pick gets to pick the second door. And then the third door, of course, will be last because I don't have to pick. But I already know what's behind. Well, actually, I don't remember what's behind them now. But anyways.
Very interesting.
I'll go first.
All right. What door would you like?
Door number 3.
Door number 3. Boom. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Avengers, Infinity War, and Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. You can only pick one as your favorite. Which one do you pick and why?
Jeez.
I was like,
easy here.
Oh, well, that's fine. For you, it might be. All right, 3 minutes and go.
For me, definitely that's gonna be Infinity War. It just had everybody. It was a well-written story. I was engaged in all aspects of the movie. Thanos coming in and the bad guy is winning and actually best the heroes. To see the different storylines that was in there, trying to get the Mind Stone out of Vision, trying to replace Moonir with Stormbreaker, and Tony Stark and Doctor Strange trying to fight Thanos on Titan. Then to actually see the snap happen, and then trying to determine which of our heroes was going to be in the snap or survive the snap. And we saw Black Panther, and then we saw Spider Man, and the way Spider Man didn't want to leave and stuff. See how that tore up Tony Stark because he tried to have this tough exterior, but he really did care about Spider Man and Peter Parker and was hurt. And as smart as he is, he was not able to protect them, and the Avengers just didn't get the job done that time. To see that heartbreak and then to wonder how in the hell they're going to get this back, how they're going to make this right. So Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers did a wonderful job of painting that picture and getting us thoroughly engaged in it, and then to have it end like it did, and we don't know how they're going to fix this or what direction they're going to do or whatever. And then when we see Endgame, the beginning of Endgame, and see how that happens, and to me, one of the best scenes in Endgame, I'm just going to touch that real quick and go back, was when Tony was telling them, man, I told y'all we need to do this. I told y'all this shit was going to happen, but you said we do this together. We do this, we do that. Well, we got our ass kicked together. So what are we going to do now? Because I ain't got no more ideas. That and the whole thing that built up, Infinity War, how it built up, to me was great storytelling. I loved every minute of it. To me, it is the best Marvel movie out of all of them. And out of this group that Chris list had on the list, fantastic movies. But to me, this one sticks in my mind, and it's my go-to whenever I want to watch a good Marvel movie. To me, it is the best. So that is what I would pick, and that is why I would pick it.
Interesting choice. I was sure you were going to go with Star Wars.
You know, I don't like Empire that much. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's see here. Shifty Gizmo says, Last Crusade is a retread of the Raiders in a way, which I don't see, but okay. It says, I prefer Temple of Doom, which I respect that choice. It's different, but I like Temple too. Infinity War, I've never found a reason to watch it more than once, and I cannot say that. If of the two of Endgame...
How old is Shifty?
I don't know. Ask him. Is Shifty
about our age? 40.
But
40.
Between
like
Infinity War and Endgame, I'll watch Infinity War first.
That statement you just said just now, man, you need to be permanently banned in the Phantom Zone.
Empire, I've watched hundreds of times since I was a kid. Okay. All right, cool. All right. 3 minutes. Nzo. Go.
So this is a tough one for me because Empire Strikes Back has always been my number one movie of all times until I seen Infinity War.
Come on with it,
but if I really had to pick, I couldn't get rid of Empire Strikes Back. It would have to be Empire Strikes Back, just for the fact that I loved it so much when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I would have to pick it. It's the best Star Wars movie they ever created, right? Darth Vader is a menace in that, and it has the same kind of the bad guy wins, which I like. But if I had to go with, which bad guy I liked better, it's Darth Vader. So hands down, I would definitely have to be Empire Strikes Back. Sorry. I still personally think that Infinity War is my number one movie of all times. But I can do without Infinity War. I can't do without Empire Strikes Back.
Oh my
know?
God.
No, I really can't, bro. There's things in that movie, you know. I can quote that movie from start to finish. Darth Vader is a menace in that movie. You know, Han Solo is great. Luke is great. I really love Empire Strikes Back, but yeah, it's definitely Empire Strikes Back. I would get rid of everyone else. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was, to me, was the weakest one out of them. Well, other than Crystal
Talk about the
Skull.
one with his daddy?
Yeah, the one with his daddy. My favorite
Really?
Indiana Jones. Yeah, my favorite Indiana Jones is Temple of Doom. I love
Wow.
Temple of Doom. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's.
I mean, I respect that.
I think it's the best one. So that's the one. If you had put that on the list, it would have been even harder because now I have 3 movies that I would have to get rid of. But yeah, it's an easy choice for me. Hands down, Empire Strikes Back. George Lucas did his thing when that movie came out. I didn't know what I would do if Empire didn't exist, you know? Infinity War? No problem.
When the last time you watched Empire Strikes Back?
About a month ago?
When the last time you watched Infinity War?
Longer than that.
God.
To be honest with you, longer than that. But I was always thinking, I'm thinking about going back because to be honest with you, I was about to watch the fucking Force Awakens and Last Jedi and Revenge and
I just got done
Rise of
doing that.
Skywalker the other day. I was like, oh, you know what? Let me go back and watch these movies. And then I was just like, not yet. I gotta be really bored before I can do that. You know what I mean?
I made it to I want to say I'm on Doctor Strange right now. On the going back and watching all the movies again.
I could watch a Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith right now today and be thoroughly.
Absolutely, 100%.
I ain't never gonna watch New Hope.
Really?
Or
What?
I don't.
Or
What
Empire.
Star Wars fan are you?
I don't have to watch it. I know what it is. I like it, but I don't have to. I'm not in love with it.
So you would never watch Empire? You're never gonna watch
I'm
Empire?
not saying I will never. I'm saying that if I'm going on an island for 30 days or 60 days, whatever days you want to put, and I can only choose 2 movies out of 4, and the 2 movies are Revenge of the Sith and Infinity War, Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars. Star Wars and Empire Strikes will be back at the house, and I'm taking them other 2 movies with me. That's what I'm telling you.
Wow.
Okay. Let's see here. My turn. 3 minutes for me. Anybody want to take a guess at what I'll pick?
Yeah, we know what it is.
Indiana
Empire
Jones.
Strikes Back.
I would definitely pick Indiana Jones if it wasn't for the Empire Strikes Back in that. Because I'm like Nzo. Why I love Infinity War. And I think of the 2 of and really what I went and did, and I went and looked at a bunch of articles about what are the most loved of these groups of movies. And Infinity War comes up more often than not as the most loved of that group of the Infinity War movie set, you know, of all the first 3 phases. And Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade comes up as the most favorite of that more often than not, and then Empire. And so I wanted to know, because I know we all like all of those. But Empire Strikes Back did something that I don't think is done anymore these days. And this is literally a movie that not only is it the middle part of a trilogy, but you can pull it right from there and watch it as a solo movie and still probably get everything you need out of that trilogy right there. And that's rare. You know, I don't think you could have started, you know, Endgame without Infinity War. I don't think you can have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade without the other movies, because it's all leads up to there. Something about Empire fits by itself. You can watch it and get just about everything. And that comes up to a few things. One, masterful design. George Lucas came up with a great design for an idea that he didn't want exposition, so you didn't have to have exposition. You don't have to have exposition for Star Wars. You don't have to have it for Empire. And I would say maybe not as much as the other two, but Return of the Jedi, you don't need much exposition for either. So it was that. And then he was smart enough, unlike in the prequels, to go and find somebody who could direct it the way it needed to be directed and get past the bad dialogue that he used to write and stuff. And there's just something about like this near perfection that movie is. So for me, it's Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. So, let's talk about it for 3 minutes together. Infinity War and 2 Star Wars. I
love Infinity War. Like I said, I love that movie. That movie is the best MCU movie ever. To me, it's the best movie ever. Like I have it as my number 1 of all time. Empire Strikes Back is number 2, but it's like 1A, 1B to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I just personally, like I said, if I had to get rid of one, sorry, Infinity War, I can't get rid of Empire Strikes Back because that's what I grew up on. That's what I've seen way more times than Infinity War. And I was, you know what I mean? It's just, you'll never get that experience. You'll never remember or get that experience again like the first time you seen it in theaters. And when they froze Han Solo and Darth Vader won, I just remember leaving that theater like, wow, you know, the bad guy won. And what, is Han Solo dead? What did they do to Han Solo? You know, so the feeling that I got from Empire Strikes Back will never compare to the feeling that I got from Infinity War will never compare to the feeling that I had for Empire Strikes Back when it first came out.
You are sick.
Well, I mean, listen, Danny. I mean, I still go by what I said on that. Is that
I didn't say you, Chris. I said Nzo.
Well, I know, but
why am
Infinity War does not do the things that Empire did. A lot of things have tried to copy Empire because of it. Again, masterful on how it was constructed. I mean, if you read the first copies or the first drafts of Lucas's screenplay of that, again, the actors made fun of his dialogue. He couldn't write worth of shit. But you get a director in there, and he's like, "Okay, and it was fast and loose from the director. He got the parts from the actors that he needed, and then he worked with the dialogue in a way that when you watch that, you can't. I mean, that's like some of the best dialogue in a movie ever, and yet listen to it, and it's almost ridiculous what they're saying. Some of the stuff,
nerf herder and all kinds of
shit. But it still works really well.
It does, and if I'm not mistaken, like Empire Strikes Back was one of the first like blockbuster movies where the bad guy won. You know what I mean? So I can't take anything away from Empire Strikes Back, and I won't. So
no, I'm right there with that. All right, we'll stop that. Let's bring it up.
Thank God.
All right, Nzo, door number 1 or door number 2?
Well, since I am number 1, I am going to pick.
So number 2, 1. That's what you want. Okay.
Door number 1.
Door number 1. Okay. You are Kevin Feige. You've just been told that by Disney that there is no more room to store all of the past projects they have. You can only keep 3 movies from the first 3 phases of the MCU. Which 3 do you keep?
All right. So this kind of goes on to what we talked about. So first off would be Infinity War. I would definitely have to keep Infinity War because it's the best MCU movie that they have created. It's first all time for me, you know, Star Wars 1A, 1B, whatever. You could change the order whichever way you want to. I just think Infinity War is a masterpiece of a movie. Even though fucking Nerdman tries to trash it all the time. Had a big debate today with him trying to trash this movie. But I'm like, bro, you can't. Like, from start to finish, this movie starts off with action and you get this wicked story minus the plot holes everybody says there is, right? And I don't like to agree with the plot holes that, oh, well, Thanos' plan didn't make sense and all kinds of shit like that, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But other than that, from start to finish, it is one of the greatest movies that they have done. The next one I would have to do would probably be it's a tough one. It's either between Civil War and Winter Soldier. And I kind of would have to give it to Winter Soldier because I think that Black Panther scene in Soldier was 100% epic when he comes in and he's fighting Bucky. I think it's great.
No, but Panther wasn't in Winter Soldier.
No, I meant Civil War. Sorry. I said Civil War. I had to go with Civil War. Black Panther scene in Civil War was absolutely amazing. I think it's fire. The movie itself is kind of like a mini Avenger movie, but it makes sense, right? To where you get from Tony Stark, where he is, to where he ended up. You see where Captain America was and where he ended up, and how it divided the team with the Sokovia Awards. Well done movie. And the third one has to be Black Panther. And not just for the obvious reasons, but because of what it did for the culture, for what it did for showing people in Africa as kings and queens, you know what I mean? And all kinds of stuff like that. I think Black Panther was one of those movies that comes along once in a lifetime. It kind of brought together a lot of people, you know what I mean? When that movie came out, everybody was running around Wakanda forever, Wakanda forever. And like I said this on the stream before, you even had little white kids that wanted to bleed Black Panther, you know what I mean? So you can't take away from what that movie did with culture and just it being a good movie. I know a lot of people say it's overrated. I 100% disagree with that. I think what it did for, or what it was supposed to do, it did. So it's Infinity War, Civil War, and Black Panther. Those are the three movies that I would always keep.
Okay. Awesome.
But wait a minute. Was Black Panther in phase one? No, it wasn't.
No, it's in all. I'm talking about all three phases.
All phases? All three phases. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's because I'm just basically making the Infinity Saga.
Gotcha.
You have to, because we're talking more like if it's like older, that you have to make that choice because like their back catalog is too big or whatever, you know.
Right.
So they come to you and say, "Hey, listen, you got a ton of movies right here. We got to cut these back."
There's a lot of
which I know they never do, but
there's a lot of good ones you're cutting out of that. But those are the three that I would pick.
That's kind of why I made that question. I was like, this is not easy.
Yeah.
Danny, 3 minutes. Which three do you keep as Kevin Feige?
I definitely going to echo a lot what Nzo said, but I would definitely keep Infinity War. That movie was, in my opinion, the perfect comic book movie. Plot holes they're talking about, I don't know where they are. Not really important to me. What I saw,
Facts.
I was thoroughly entertained. They had several storylines running in conjunction with each other. Like I said earlier, that Spider-Man, when he was getting dusted or however you want to snap, that emotional between him and Tony Stark, man, I really felt that. When Thor hit Thanos with new hammer, Stormbreaker, and he said you should aim for the head and stuff. I mean, all those things are like man, this is just awesome. My second movie would have to be Endgame, because to me, Endgame had the most oh shit moments in it. Like when Cap pick up Mjolnir and was fighting with it, crowd went crazy. When he said Avengers Assemble, crowd went crazy. When Tony Stark got the glove and said, "I am Iron Man," those are oh shit moments that you can't let go to the wayside. Whether you like Endgame or not, those moments were done, were built up to. So the way they did the phases built up to that moment where you saw those three things in conjunction, and it was just awesome. It was the cherry on the top. Like, to me, I lost my mind, and y'all have heard me say this before. When Cap picked up the hammer, man, to me that was the best part of the movie. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I'll never forget him saying Avengers Assemble. I'll never forget Falcon coming in saying "to your left." Those moments like that is something that I would never, ever forget. And last, of course, is Black Panther. Black Panther, and it's not for the obvious reasons. Well, some of it is, but the movie was good. The only thing that I didn't like about it was the CGI in the third act needed more work. They needed to put more time into it. I don't know why they didn't do that. But this is one thing I can say firsthand about this movie. When I was going in my other job and seeing other people in my investigative duties, if I was to interview a black family, I guarantee you during that time when it first came out, the first theatrical run, we would talk about that movie. There's been no other movie where I go to meet perfect strangers and we talk about, hey, did you see such and such? But if it was a black family, when I go to their house, somewhere in that conversation, hey, did you see Black Panther? Oh man, that was so to me that brought that culture. It shed light on that culture that I thought was awesome. So there's no way I can leave that behind. So those would be my three: Infinity War, Endgame, and Black Panther.
Okay, very good. All right, my three. I think you kind of have to go back to one of the first Avenger movies. You gotta either put, the Avengers in it or Civil War. You gotta have that. So I'd probably go Civil War. I like Civil War because it had a lot of the characters and it split them up. There was a lot of good. I don't know. It's got some kick-ass lines that they, especially Spider-Man in that movie. I think it's so funny the way he is in that. And it's got Black Panther. And I don't know. I like the story. I like the way it ends too. It's just so like, oh wow, that's where we're leaving it. It ends on such a really down note because, nobody wins there. Nobody wins. Everybody's broken spiritually. Friendships have been, I don't care what you want to say, Iron Man and Tony Stark, Tony Stark has, he cares. And you see that later on in Infinity War. He cares. It's just, he has a hard time showing it because he's egotistical or whatever you want to say. But at the end, nobody's winning. Everybody's kind of just morally broken, or not morally, but spiritually broken. Second movie, definitely Infinity War. Infinity War, I think, is above and beyond better than Endgame. There are some kick-ass moments in Endgame, but there are some fundamental things that I don't particularly like. And when I say I don't like them, it's not like I hate them. Just I think there's some issues I have with Endgame more than I have with Infinity War. I think Infinity War is a masterpiece. The way they handle that, because there's so many different things going on. And then, as we said with like the Empire, is that at the end, well, the bad guy wins. Half the population's gone, and that's where you're at. So that would be my second one. The third one, man, I love Doctor Strange. I love Guardians of the Galaxy and all that, but I'm going to agree with you guys on this. I think Black Panther is such an excellent movie, and what it did for the MCU, it feels like an MCU movie, but it's so much more. It's its own piece of celebration. And it's important to have movies like that. And I'm going to finish up here really quick because, sorry. In celebration, and if you want to say it, Black culture, African culture, whatever, there aren't enough movies like that where not only people who identify like that can go, but people like me can go and appreciate what it's showing. There's not enough movies like that. And so I think what Black Panther did for culture in general, it was amazing. And, there are a lot of people who talk trash on that movie for whatever reasons, mostly just because I guess they just can't handle that it's a good movie. But, so I say Civil War, Infinity War, and Black Panther, which is the same as you, right, Nzo? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, same.
All right. 3 minutes. We'll talk together about this. So you had Danny. You had Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame. So all three of us picked two of the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War definitely goes on there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
and
any.
then in
questions
line,
about
if I
that.
could only pick one, it would be Infinity War.
Yeah.
As would I.
I think so.
Infinity War.
Like I said, I love I love a lot of those, but it's more of a point that I think Infinity War is a must. It is the single best movie of the MCU movies.
That is a fact.
So but Black Panther, like I said, huh?
So is it time for another ranking?
I don't know, maybe.
What do you mean, Marvel
Yeah.
ranking?
But like I said, it is very rare that a movie like Black Panther comes along, and like I said, it does something that needs to be done more often, which is celebrate Black culture, African culture, those types of things, and shows the greatness of it. It's good morally for children growing up who identify as Black or what that type of kid.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have enough of that stuff. But
it did that, but it did that. I agree with what you're saying, but this is like I said, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but when I went to people's homes that were Black, that conversation came up during the time when it first came out, and to me, that kind of like, damn, is it that powerful? So I mean, that's
what I'm talking about. Is for Black communities, it was something that everybody kind of came together with,
rallied around.
And at the same time, go ahead.
I said it was smart. Did it on Black History Month too, so that was a smart marketing idea they had to do that. And I don't know if they're going to have that same magic on the second one. I'm not sure. I think it's had a lot of issues and stuff. But Chadwick Boseman, man, he did his thing on that. So it will always be, I think, in my top 10.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it's important what it did for Black community, Black culture, but it also demonstrated that to people like me, white people. It kind of said, look, this is we're proud people. We're happy with the things we are. And I know it's fiction. I know it's not real, but there's a lot of things in there that were important.
Yeah.
And like I said, there are people out there who don't like it, but what can we do? Can't make everybody like everything.
That's right.
All right.
If you like it for the right, if you don't like it for the right reasons, then I have a problem with it. If you like it for one particular reason and one particular reason only, then I think you're full of shit.
Thank you, Pop Culture Minefield. I appreciate that very much, Gary. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming and watching tonight. Okay, last topic. And I didn't slow down on any of these. So Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are stuck. They can't figure out the right path to go on the new series Ahsoka, and they've come to you for help. They want to know what 3 things must be included in Ahsoka to make the fans happy. What 3 things do you tell them must be included?
And I go first?
Sure you can.
Let me see.
Let me
I gotta write this down. Make sure I keep.
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
Oh. Hold on. Oh. Boomer in it. I gotta pop this out though so I can copy that off and make sure people can.
All right, who's going first?
Did you hear it though, Nzo?
No, what is it?
All right, here I'm putting it in the in the chat. It says Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are stuck. They can't figure out the right path to go on the new series Ahsoka, and they come to you for help.
Shit.
They want to know what 3 things must be included in the Ahsoka series to make the fans happy. What 3 things do you tell them must be included?
I got mine.
All right, Danny,
Go
3
ahead,
minutes, go.
I would say, look, if y'all want the fans to get out their seat and lose their damn mind, first thing you got to do is finish up where Rebels start off. Ahsoka and Sabine must find Ezra and Thrawn and bring them back to where we at. We got to see that happen. Number 2, we must have a flashback where she and Vader is fighting. We want to see that in live action. Her and Darth Vader fighting. She confronts him. She tries to change him, whatever she does. Anakin, this is me, blah, 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 blah. And we see the fight scene that we saw in Rebels, but in live action. And it got to be hot. I mean, it got to be pull out all the stops.
And which fight is that?
Where Sabine and Vader, where she fought Vader.
Ahsoka. Yeah, okay.
Ahsoka fought Vader. And third, we got to have a sparring match with her and Luke Skywalker, and she kind of shows Luke that she's really the master. And kind of so those are 3 things I would want to see.
Pop Culture Minefield says my answer is boobs. Lots of boobs. Or what Comic Chat said. Okay. So why do you please no more Boba Fett? What the bank lightsabers. Okay. So why do you pick those 3 things?
Because I think it would be exciting to see, is what I would want to see. It will continue the canon line with the Ahsoka and Sabine. And then we got talks of Thrawn, so that's the way they could introduce Thrawn back into the universe, Star Wars universe. Ezra probably has gotten more powerful at the older he got in his training. So it'd be cool to see what Ezra's come along and then sees his Jedi skills equal to Ahsoka's or greater than, less than, whatever, and to see them maybe practicing and maybe he get along with Luke and help start the temple, the Jedi temple. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah. All right. And anything else?
No, those are the main things I want to see. I definitely want to see her and Luke spar though.
Okay. All right. Nzo, what 3 things must be in the Ahsoka series?
Well, I'm gonna go with what Dandelion said right there. Lightsabers. We gotta have some fucking wicked lightsaber battles, because I'm not gonna lie. I thought Mandalorian, I thought the series in overall is a little bit overrated. I don't think it's great. I think it's good. I also think it's because we had so much bad Star Wars for a while that once they did something good, everybody lost their minds on it, right? But that Ahsoka episode was fucking fire. The minute she lights up them lightsabers, and you could hear that they have a kind of a different kind of sound than the ones from the original movies, I was like, yo, this is badass. I didn't necessarily really like the fight with her at the end, but I'm thinking maybe she's going to look for Ezra, right? And Thrawn is trying to, Thrawn's gone too, but you could have the Empire looking for Thrawn, right? So you have her battling Inquisitors and stuff like that, which would make a pretty decent story. Second thing I would want is a kick-ass space battle. You know what I mean? I think the last couple of space battles were okay, but I still think George Lucas has done them better. So I want to see a really good space battle. And other than that, like, just give me a good, coherent story, man. Make sure you know what you're doing. I know Danny said the flashbacks with Darth Vader, and you know how I am with the flashbacks. I don't think it really should be in Star Wars. But if they did that flashback and had that fight, you know what I mean? And it didn't take up like a whole episode or something like that, I would definitely be down for that, because I think that fight is fire, and I think it would translate well in live action. So I'd be able to accept that, especially if it's done good. I'd be like, yo, this is fire. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure right now that I have enough faith in Star Wars to actually do some of these things and make it good. I'm hoping it is, you know what I mean? But my expectations has been drawn way down. And that's a big issue for me because I love Star Wars and I don't want to be like, oh, well, it's Obi-Wan's coming out. Well, let's see what it's like. No, I want to be like, oh shit, Obi-Wan is coming. Oh shit, Ahsoka starting tonight. You know what I mean? Yes, I can't wait for that. So maybe when it gets closer to the date, I'll be more excited for it. But lightsaber battles, space battles, and a great story. Those are the three things that need to be in the Star Wars movie. You know, and that's it. And a lot of Ahsoka kicking ass, man. A lot of Ahsoka kicking some ass.
Okay, very good. All right, what three things? One, I think that you need to have Anakin as a Force ghost. I think that can lead to the flashbacks, quote unquote, of her facing Darth Vader, because when he first shows up, it's going to be very difficult for her to see her old master, but also know what he became. And there had to be some beginning of a repair for him to explain, listen, I messed up. But, you know, and I would love to see those conversations that when she needs that guidance, that he comes back to his Padawan. Much kind of like how Obi-Wan did with Luke. He wasn't his master, but he was that guy that, you know, Luke looked to. And you know, I think that what we're going to do with that would be we're flipping it from the way that Luke looked at Obi-Wan probably in the Return of the Jedi, which is, you lied to me about my father. You know, so his opinion of Obi-Wan is probably more fractured at the end or in the middle of Return of the Jedi, where when Ahsoka sees Anakin for the first time, her trust in him is going to be fractured from the beginning and had to be repaired. So kind of a flip-flop. Now, I know Obi-Wan and Luke are fine by the end of Return of the Jedi, but it leads to that thing of that whole a certain perspective, you know, your certain point of view thing. That her point of view at first is going to be, this is a guy that came and tried to kill me the last, and then she can have that flashback kind of built into all of that. The second thing, absolutely, you have to put Thrawn in this. I know everybody thinks that Thrawn's going to be in it, but let's go down the line of how many times we've thought they were going to do something in Star Wars in these new series and haven't done it. You know, so you got to put Thrawn in it. And then the last thing is absolutely lightsabers. According to Filoni, in The Mandalorian, this is going to be centered around that time, effectively he says that Ahsoka is a Jedi Master. So I would like to see something where Anakin kind of gets her to full on embrace the Jedi way again, because of all the things that happened in the Clone Wars and all the reasons why she left that. I want to see her come back to it and be that Jedi. And I know that kind of screws with some things because of Luke, but I think then that meeting, if she has that meeting with Luke, it will refortify his belief in the Order, knowing that he's not the only one anymore. But definitely lightsabers. I want lightsabers because this is the only person next to Luke who can do this. It would be just so awesome to see lots of lightsaber battles.
I agree with you 100%. That's what I'm looking forward to. Great space battles as well, you know, and a good story. I think the story has to be good, and I think a lot of the story, like Mando said, Boba was the only misstep. He said Bad Batch was great. Bad Batch wasn't great. Bad Batch was horrible right up until the end. I'm sorry, it was boring.
Bad Batch had its moments. I mean, I don't think it's horrible, but it isn't. It's like they kind of lose their way in these series.
It's the only series that I checked out of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You didn't check out of Boba Fett?
No. No, I didn't check out. I watched it. I watched it all. But Bad Batch, it was just a struggle to watch those episodes. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, I can't even be on the round table because I was like, fuck this. You know what I mean?
You see, it's like I think Cad Bane needed to be in Bad Batch more. Boba should be in Bad Batch a little bit, even though he's young. They needed more Cad Bane. It's like they got little things here and there that they need to add to. And so they need to have certain things like the lightsaber battles. They need to be very focused on very few things and not have these long, drawn-out plot points that by the time you get to that 8th episode or whatever they're going to have, you're like, oh, crap, we got to wrap this all up now. Or we have to have some sort of conclusion now. So very focused things. And I think Danny's got a good point that live-action Vader Ahsoka would be awesome. Again, lightsaber. She is only one of 2 people in canon right now who uses a lightsaber at this point that we know of.
Maybe she can teach him to fight fast because that slow shit he's doing drives me fucking crazy.
Well, there you go. There's a great way to move to, the old to the newer and try to teach him some of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, and then, like I said, I think having Anakin in it as a Force ghost and become that mentor again to her. But
they really
also
don't have that. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, after what we've seen in Mando, though, Luke doesn't fight slow anymore.
Not really. So, I mean, but that would be answered by this then, maybe.
You fight robots.
Yeah, I know, but in Empire Strikes Back, and those like fencing type of thing, and this one he was like going off on those motherfuckers. So
I don't have to see an Ahsoka or Obi-Wan. I hope they develop a Luke Skywalker. I want to see Luke Skywalker from the time that he leaves the Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
To now, I want to see him building the academy like he's doing, meet Mara Jade, doing all that stuff that we read in the books. I wouldn't mind seeing that story. I don't have to see all the other stuff. Or whatever they're going to cherry pick from whatever source about Luke Skywalker. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
You ever think they'll bring in Mara Jade?
I don't know. They
should. Will they? I don't know.
I don't think they will.
But I think that one of the coolest things that you can explore with an Anakin Force Ghost is, again, that part, the first time she sees him, it's going to be very difficult. Because the last time she dealt with Anakin was as Darth Vader.
Well,
and since that time, since that time, he's been redeemed. What about Mace Windu?
I said that Force Ghost is your Mace Windu.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that strong. If he's not there, it's not going to ruin it for me. But like you said, I want to see Mace Windu back too.
I wouldn't be mad at Anakin Force Ghost.
I done come to the conclusion where I ain't gonna never see Mace, so I ain't even worrying about this shit no more.
You might.
I don't know.
You might.
I don't know. Lots of people want him. But we'll have to see. All right, guys. That's that for the 3 topics. We'll have to see how the if I bring that back or not.
That's pretty cool twist, bro.
I thought that would be something very interesting to do. All right, guys. You know what time it is now. Everybody who's watching, it is time for the final 5. So let's get this going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now for the moment that everyone's been waiting for. It's Chaos Central's Final 5 Fact or Fiction. All right, the Final 5 Fact or Fiction is where we have 5 topics and we have to say, is it fact or fiction? I have tried on some of these that if they have some length of time that I actually put a time on it that we're looking for. So, just so you know,
there should be something. Did we do one about the Winter Olympics or something? Viewership in the Winter Olympics?
Yep, and I'll get to it next week. I know we got at least that one. It's
Wait,
just I
hold
didn't
on.
have time to look at it.
They had the Winter Olympics already?
Yeah.
I can definitely know I was right because I said it's not going to get the same ratings. And I know, right? Because I didn't even know.
I think we all said that. I think we all said it's going to get less. All right, here we go, though. We're going to share the screen. And final five, Fact or Fiction. Question number 1. There have been constant protests recently in Canada over the different mandates and restrictions on the unvaccinated. Many states and cities and Great Britain have heavily reduced their restrictions now. Fact or fiction, Canada will ease their restrictions and mandates within the next 3 months.
I know you guys waiting for the Canadian to answer this one, and I'm not doing it. You guys are answering first. I'll go last.
I'm saying fact.
Saying fact. I'm gonna say fact too.
Motherfuckers. Well, I'm gonna say fact because they're already starting to do it. We have dates where the restrictions are going to be lifted. So I was waiting for you motherfuckers to say fiction. Well, no, facts.
Okay, cool. Mr. Inside Track. I did that kind of on purpose because I knew you would have an inside track or something, but that's cool. All right, here we go. Question number 2. Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic was announced in December of 2020. Since then, its would-be star, Gina Carano, has been fired. Disney says this TV series is still in the early stages of production. Fact or fiction? Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic will still be released in the near future. When I say near future, I'm going to go probably by this time next year because we know Obi-Wan's ready. We know Ahsoka's going to be filming here soon. Andor's done the first season. It's been greenlit for the second season. But this one still shows up as a future project. So I would say if it's future project and they've announced it, by this time next year, we should have it. Do you guys agree on that?
By next February, we should have it.
Or at least have word of it. Like,
whether they're going to do it or not.
Starting shooting on this date or released on this date. Something that guarantees it's coming out.
I can do with that.
Okay. What do you guys say?
I'm going to go fact. I think it's going to come out. So I'm going to go fact.
I'm going to go fiction.
I'm going to go fact also. Because I think that they still have those Rangers in. They had them in Boba Fett. They had them in Mandalorian. They're still using them. It's just not going to be as good because Gina Carano's not going to be in it. So I'm not sure what they're going to get. All right. Question number 3. The Flash is due for release on November 4th, 2022. There has been much speculation as to what will happen in this movie, from exploring Barry's mother's death to possibly killing the Batfleck. Fact or fiction, The Flash will make at least $750 million, barring any problems from the Fluffy Bunny disease. So I am accounting for the fact that if it has another spike or something, that could affect
Oh my god, I'm going fiction.
I'm going to go fiction also, because I don't think it's... I think it'll do like 700, but I think people will go out there.
I'm going fact.
I don't have much faith in the DC right now. While it looks like there's some cool stuff in it, I'm just not...
Yeah.
I don't know. Fact or fiction? Question number 4. Obi-Wan is coming out May 25th, 2022. We all know that Hayden Christensen is in the series, but we don't yet know in what capacity. But there is another big bad that might show up. Fact or fiction? We will see a live-action replay of the Darth Maul Obi-Wan fight from the Clone Wars.
Fact.
Fact. Ooh.
I'm going to say fiction.
You know, I'd love to say fact on this. I'm going to say fiction at the risk of falling even farther behind, because I think so many people would want to see it that they're not going to do it. And also, who do you do if you can't get Ray
Parker?
Okay, Ray Parker.
Ray Parker.
Can't get him back to do it.
Bro,
who are you going to put in there?
Have you seen Ray Parks now? He's my size.
Yeah, I know he's a bigger boy, but hey, he's also
they can get other martial artists to do that. That won't be a problem.
They could. I mean, and it's a lot of makeup, so maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to see if I'm going to go fiction right now.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Last question. Back to fiction. Question number 5. There are a lot of people calling for James Gunn to be given control over all future DC films. James Gunn has constantly said he does not want to be the one in charge. Back to fiction. Within the next year, James Gunn will be named the new head of all future DC film projects.
Fiction.
Fiction, okay.
I'm saying fiction too.
You know, part of me wants to go fact just on the sheer thing that it's a type of move that DC needs to make, whether or not it works out for them or not.
What up, Ash?
But when you've got, hey Ash, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Jason Lee Tucker, it's good to see you too. I got this wrong, you think? What do I have wrong?
The Darth Maul Obi-Wan fight was in Rebels, and it was set
was it in
after
Rebels?
The Kenobi show.
Okay, that's fine.
What
well,
saying.
I still that's what I mean, and I couldn't remember. And like I said, I had to put this all together really quick. So
yeah, that's fine.
I just mean the series that it was in. Okay, we all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But thank you for correcting me. Appreciate it, Shifty.
Don't let it get corrected, do you?
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm
correct.
Obviously, I'm wrong.
All the time.
So it's fine. If I'm not, when I'm right though, Danny, like I so often am when you try to get on me. All right. So Danny's a fact fiction. Anzo's fact fiction, and that's what I got too. So whatever happens, Anzo, we're tied at the hip on this thing. And next week we'll bring up the definitely the
2 minutes.
Well, you know what? If you want to wait a second, we're just at 58 minutes. Let me stop the screen, and I will pull up the. Well, first off, I'm going to save this so I don't lose it. Okay, that's saved, and I will bring up the one about the Olympics, which I think was last week. Boom. Ooh, well, there's another one we can do. Let me get that one really quick.
Who's winning?
You are, I think. I have to look.
I don't even want to hear it.
One more I'll look for here.
I hear you.
When I did that one. Oh. Anzo's cat's doing its thing again.
I mean, if they show the Maul Kenobi fight, it would be a flashback. It happens after the Kenobi show. Luke is 10 in Kenobi and 17 in Rebels. How you know that? I don't have a clue, but okay, you say so. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum.
All right, here, hold on. Bring it back up.
Yeah.
I could have swore I had something about. I'm gonna go back and look at the one from last week again. Actually, no, it would have been 2 weeks ago. No, that's not it.
I'm gonna have to go soon, though, Chris.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll have to look. I don't have that one right offhand, and I'll have to look it up and see if because I thought we had it too, but obviously.
No, it wasn't last week. It was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago before it started. I'll look it up. I'll find it. We'll just call it right now as it is. But guys, thank you to everybody in the chat. Had lots of people, saw lots of people. You guys have been amazing lately. We've been seeing some really good numbers. Our totals as far as our subscribers, it went back up again. We're at 265 now. That means technically, guys, we need 35 subscribers. We'd love your help. 35 subscribers gives us 300. I'd like to see 300 by the end of March. That's 35 subscribers. That's not that many. Help us out. Tell everybody about us. Let's get more people over here. You guys were amazing, though, in the chat. I really do appreciate it. Now, let's go around one more time and have these guys tell you about themselves, and then Nzo can tell you what he's got coming up on the OOC. So, Danny, go.
I'm Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat. You can find me here every Wednesday night with these two fellas. Rule of 3, where we do 3 questions, 3 minutes on topics, whatever topics that Chris decided to pull, or we send in collectively. This Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If work doesn't come apart of the equation, we will be doing our show Square One, where we talk about mainly NFL, NBA. We're probably talking about this lackluster All-Star weekend last Saturday. So if you're not doing anything, tune in for that. Oh, we're going to be doing a bracket too. We're going to get with Nzo. So tune in for that. I think you'll enjoy it.
Awesome. Nzo, tell them about tonight.
Yes, guys. Next up, OOC. Got a few topics on there I think are pretty fire. Make sure you check it out. Appreciate everybody that came in and comes into these Chaos Central shows. Like Chris said, please subscribe or tweet us out so that we can get this channel up to 1,000 subs. I think it's disappointing that we don't have it, and I think we should have it. I think we probably do decent content at least, you know what I mean? So hopefully we can get that up there. But other than that, great show, Chris.
All right, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys go over there to Nzo's channel and check out the OOC. He's always got some really good topics over there, and definitely good conversation about it. Tough conversations lots of time too. And there's one thing you can say about some channels out there that just don't tackle things in a way that it uncomfortable sometimes, you know, but that's okay, because being uncomfortable sometimes just means that it's a topic that needs to be talked about. So guys, I'm Chris Knight. Real Review 3000 is my channel. ADHD for YouTube. I am going to have at least one gaming stream on probably Friday. Maybe have another one on Saturday after we do Square One. So check that out, guys. And then, like I said, Unmasking the Masked Singer will be back here about first or second week in March. We are still working on the Rumble. Keep tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. And with that said, guys, everybody, thank you very much to my 2 great hosts here that work with me on this channel and have helped me make this into something so great. This is a project all of us have put a lot of time into. So remember, get some people over here, help us get these subscribers up. With that said, guys, good night.
Peace.
Peace.